The demonic cult leader is my wife. A few days earlier, the heavenly demon, Qian Taejong, said, they are by no means an easy opponent. From the lowest depths of the world, they are preparing to overturn the heavens. Qian Yura asked, what happens if they succeed? The heavenly demon, Qian Taejong, said, do you know the classic of mountains and seas? Qian Yura replied, I have only heard the name. I do not care much for myths. The heavenly demon, Qian Taejong, said, the classic of mountains and seas, said to have been compiled in ancient times, recorded countless divine beasts and monsters of the mythic age. They are the direct bloodline of that mythic age. Their goal is to overturn the heavens and return this world to the environment of the mythic age. Of course, that blood has long since grown faint. Now, aside from their potential, they are no different from ordinary humans. Sabion asked, why would they want to return the world to that ancient environment? The heavenly demon, Qian Taejong, said, I only know from the records, but in the age when divine beasts and monsters roamed freely, the world was brimming with spiritual energy. Humans could communicate with the heavens, and their potential had no limits. Qian Yura's eyes sparkled, while Sabion was left in silent shock. Thinking to herself, that sounds like a good thing, does it not? Infinite growth for martial arts. The heavenly demon, Qian Taejong, said, in an era where martial strength rose without limit, what do you think the survival rate of humans was? Endlessly strengthening divine beasts, spirits, and monsters versus endlessly strengthening humans. Qian Yura and Sabion both muttered, ah. The heavenly demon Qian Taejong said, only a rare few extraordinary humans survived. The rest were weeded out, reduced to nothing but dirt. However, there is no need to worry. As long as I live, they will never reveal themselves. Though many have already been deceived by their honeyed words, that is a minor matter. Qian Yura and Sabion, confused, thought to themselves, a minor matter? The heavenly demon Qian Taejong said, crush the bugs whenever they appear. That is all there is. Sabion whispered to herself, she bought that. Qian Yura, amazed, said, I see. Sabion asked, then is there anyone else in the Murim who knows their true identity? The heavenly demon, Qian Taejong, said, of course. Even the Alliance leader's granddaughter sought refuge in our cult, because for this matter, alone both orthodox, unorthodox, and demonic forces agreed to set aside their differences. Lately, I have heard she is leading troops together with the Jin clan's child in Cheonil Academy. Qian Yura burned in fury and shouted, together, you say? How close are they exactly? The heavenly demon, Qian Taejong, waved his hand and said, calm yourself. Qian Yura burst into flames and snapped, I am calm, father. The heavenly demon, Qian Taejong, wiped his sweat as the flames raged from Qian Yura. The heavenly demon, Qian Taejong, said, if you are so uneasy, why not go see her with your own eyes? I will even attach an official order of goodwill. Sabion asked, then, my house arrest. The heavenly demon, Qian Taejong, said, of course it is lifted. Rather than swinging your sword all day long, sometimes it is necessary to clear your head outside. Qian Yura asked, are you saying this is a vacation? Sabion gave a confused look at Qian Yura and the heavenly demon, asking, cult leader? The heavenly demon, Qian Taejong, said, vacation? Well, yes, you could call it that. The lesser demon pavilion requires repairs anyway. Naturally, since you take after me, you will not want to rest for too long. Jin Yomyong thought to himself, at the time, Qian Taejong did not realize the vacation his daughter had requested. Qian Yura quickly bowed and said, thank you, cult leader. I will go to Cheonil Academy first, then to Haidong. Jin Yomyong thought to himself, was not a peaceful rest. In the present, Sabion said, young Master Jin, the young cult leader is going on a vacation. Qian Yura sipped her cup of tea and said, Haidong's tea leaves are indeed good. Jin Yomyong walked toward them and thought to himself, a vacation with Qian Yura? That is a strange combination. Qian Yura asked, how are things progressing here? Have a cup of tea. The right guardian, the crimson battle demon, was shocked. Jin Yomyong sat down, and a cup of tea was served. Jin Yomyong said, I intend to negotiate with the outer sects of Kunlun sect here in Haidong. Qian Yura said, Sabion said, oh, Bang Manhu stammered, young Master Jin? What? Negotiate with the orthodox faction? Jin Yomyong said, there are many ways to describe it. Poison counters poison, rivals share the same boat. Bang Manhu shouted, But surely they would never negotiate with us. The Orthodox sects despise the demonic cult. A demonic cultist mocked, I would rather associate with filthy heretics than with you. Ha, Bang Manhu said. Huh? Jin Yomyong stood and said, It is an honor to meet you, Taisung swordsman. I am Jin Yomyong, eldest son of the great Jin clan of the demonic heavens. Two cultists whispered among themselves. Some say the strength of the six great clans of the demonic cult can even rival the unorthodox tyrant heavens. The demonic cultist said, And I am Kang Cheonryong, leader of the Nine Immortal sect. Jin Yomyong said, Another guest will arrive shortly. Golden Ghost Lord, grand disciple of the unorthodox tyrant heavens leader. Kang Cheonryong said, Let us go inside. Bang Manhu said, What? Huh? Jin Yomyong said, I have heard you have faced many troubles with the unorthodox tyrant heavens pressing down on this small city with their overwhelming wealth. Kang Cheonryong said, Yes, that is true. Darn those unorthodox tyrant heavens dogs. Why would they put so much pressure on such a remote city? A merchant said, Why not just sell your shop? You could live out your days in comfort with the money. Jin Yomyong thought to himself, What, you refuse to sell? This place is just a shabby little eatery anyway. What a cheap exploitation joint. Jin Yomyong said, To respond to this pressure, 3 things are necessary: agreement, justification, and practical benefit. Kang Cheonryong said, But if the demonic cult and the orthodox sects are seen working together against the unorthodox tyrant heavens, Jin Yomyong said, That cannot be allowed. Never. That is why a third party is coming. Golden Ghost Lord GM Juksan entered the room and said, Looks like I am a little late. Kang Cheonryong and the others were shocked as they stood up. Jin Yomyong said, When 2 forces join, it is called an alliance. When 3 forces join, it becomes a compromise. The Golden Ghost Lord Jim Juksan, someone exclaimed. A cultist said, That is the Golden Ghost Lord, Kang Cheonryong said. Why would such a figure appear here? Bang Manhu said, Golden Ghost Lord Jeom Jeksan sat down and said, I accepted the invitation, but I had not expected the meeting place to be in Orthodox territory. Jin Yomyong said, Thank you for accepting the invitation, Golden Ghost Lord. I am Jin Yomyong of the great Jin clan. Golden Ghost Lord Jeom Juksan said, Nice to meet you. I have long heard of the reputation of the new demonic dragon. Jin Yomyong thought to himself, New demonic dragon, you say? So he knows about my younger brother and everything that has happened since. Impressive. The unorthodox tyrant heavens information network is sharper than I thought. Bang Manhu said, When exactly did you come into contact with them? Jin Yomyong said, It was when we sent 2 instructors to Xining some time ago. A drunken voice, Drinking is my only joy. Instructor Jang approximately. Is this what they call drunken horseback riding approximately? Instructor Jang said, It is fine, since there is a ride-home valet service. Golden Ghost Lord GM Juksan said, I was quite surprised for a young master of the demonic cult to use such an obscure method of contact, something known only to a handful. Jin Yomyong said, I suppose that is the same reason you call me new demonic dragon. Golden Ghost Lord Jeom Juksan remained silent, and Jin Yomyong smiled. Golden Ghost Lord Jeom Juksan said, Well, fine. For now we must first resolve the matter of my youngest disciple's misdeed. Jin Yomyong said, A misdeed, you say? So you mean the other disciples were not involved? Golden Ghost Lord Jim Jiksan said, Correct. I investigated thoroughly. This was entirely the youngest reckless decision. Also, I do not wish for the Central Plains to be thrown into chaos because of a mere tomb. Jin Yomyong said, Oh. Golden Ghost Lord Jim Juksan said, Whatever is in that tomb, deal with it among yourselves. The others whispered, A tomb. Kang Cheonryong said, What tomb is he talking about? Bang Manhu thought to himself, Why does he know all our secrets? Jin Yomyong said, Then, Golden Ghost Lord, you are asking us for 2 things, are you not? 1. Keep this matter from leaking outside. Bang Manhu said, Whose tomb are you talking about? Jin Yomyong said, And the second concerns the youngest disciple's life, does it not? Golden Ghost Lord GM Juksan said, Of course not. No matter what foolishness he committed, he is still a part of the unorthodox tyrant heavens. Golden Ghost Lord GM Juksan smiled. However, those who tempted him, who lured him onto a false path, I want every last one of those wretches executed. As for the youngest, if by coincidence he were to meet a tragic end, then that cannot be helped. Golden Ghost Lord GM Juksan smiled and said, Hoo-hoo, In that case, there truly would be nothing that could be done. The others murmured, "Wait, are they suggesting?" Bang Manhu said, "Surely, as orthodox forces, we cannot condone something like this." Jin Yomyung said, "I told you already. When three factions clasp hands, that is compromise. We are no longer speaking of who is orthodox, unorthodox, or demonic. We are negotiating for the benefit of all." Golden Ghost Lord Jiam Jaksan said, Well, the eldest son of the Jin clan and I truly see eye to eye." Jin Yomyung said, "The feeling is mutual. I now understand clearly why you are the grand disciple of the King of Evils." The others thought as Jin Yomyung laughed, "Ho ho ho." Golden Ghost Lord Jiam Juksan laughed as well. "Oh." Bang Manhu thought to himself, "So this is why the demonic and unorthodox factions are always mentioned together. Why am I the one feeling sorry?" Thanks for tuning in. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who took the time to watch this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. If you enjoyed what you saw, consider sharing my videos or channel with your friends who might also enjoy it. Your support means the world to me and helps my channel grow. Let's keep this community thriving together. Until next time, see you in the next video.